Everybody, how you doing? Gallifrey Madman coming at you again. Well, another week has gone by. How well did you do? Did you race? Did you win anything? Did you place well? Let's find out. All right, so a little bit new format. The news schedule now cover from Sunday to Saturday, regular week. Um, so basically, you'll start seeing these posted probably Saturday night to Sunday from now on after this. So just be prepared for that. So just a brief, quick cover of what happened last week. Again, we had Mr. Coughlin winning the IndyCar race over on Project Cars. Again, I don't know anything about happened on the MX5 Cup. I know that. I know next week, though, we'll be bringing you hopefully the results of the Minion Cup, which they are running this weekend or this coming weekend on Sunday. So we'll bring you the results of that, plus also the following race on Project Cars for the Indy season. But to start things off, we have Tuesday, which is normally the Indy cars for Forza, but their mid-season break, they ran an Aston Martin DBR9 Cup. Everybody was in the Aston. And there was some good battling going on, although one driver came out on top, but a couple other drivers were flip-flopping there. Basically, they flip-flopped as far as positions, but because there wasn't a clean lap for Lucky Eddie to be had, I think Mal edged him out. Now, I'm just going by what I got off of screenshots because, again, I don't have any reports to give you any of the action. So I'm just going by screenshots and how things would normally probably score. As far as I know, they're still getting a point for clean laps or not. I don't know. This is all for me. What I can definitely tell you, though, is by what I'm seeing on the screenshots, your definite first place was Theo Machine winning the cup. So congratulations, Theo. Followed in second place on the podium with Bullet Wound taking that. And then I'm going to call it, because from what I'm looking at, it's looking like Merlin Mal edged out the third spot on the podium. It could be Lucky Eddie, but I don't think so because Lucky Eddie did not get a clean lap on the last race, which means he should probably be a point behind Mal when it came to it, because the two of them just basically flip-flopped. You know, it was Lucky in second place and then Mal in fourth place, and then the following race it was Mal in second place and Lucky. So it was basically a flip-flop there. So that's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it Mal taking third place, but it could have been Lucky Eddie. So if I got that wrong, I apologize. I'm just going by what I'm seeing here. Come Saturday on the Tactical GTs, quite a good showing. A good group of drivers showing up. They had 10 out there on the field, and but one driver just dominated everything. He won all the races, so I can definitively tell you who won the race and who won the night. As far as the rest of it, I don't know. Again, I don't know how they're scoring. There was so much differences when it came to the scoring. Although I can see Ghost. I think Ghost got the podium, and he got either second or third. But it looks like Ghost was probably on the podium. But the guy to take the win, get that top position on the podium in first place, was Will. I'm not sure how he pronounces his name. It looks like I Will Get You. I'm not sure, but we just call him Will. So congratulations to Will for taking the Tactical GTs for this weekend on Saturday night. And then that brings us finally to Project Cars GT3 Saturday night. Wow. It was quite the showing here. Let's call this up on the computer screen here. Now this I can tell you what happened because I've already got the reports. See? And I wasn't even there. Normally it was because I'm there. I could tell you what happened, but my guys are on top of it. They let me know what happens. So basically, the way it came down to is we ended up having 19 drivers on the night, and very good showing. Like I said, I wasn't there. There was a couple other guys not there too, so it was just a 19 guys straight out there. Still, like I said, good showing. Had to break in the lobbies, two separate lobbies again because Project Cars only allows 16 drivers in a lobby. Really wish they would increase that. Hopefully, when Project Cars 2 comes out, we'll get that increase. It would really make things helpful. Um, Going with a new pointing system, well, not a pointing system, but a new um, finishing system to way we gauge to the way we're gauging two lobbies. We are racing separate lobbies, but we're actually all still racing against each other. And it's just the way our new system is coming down to it. Like I said, if we continue growing like we are, we may actually just be able to run two actual separate lobbies permanently. I mean, even three if we get to that amount of people. But we can start actually setting different lobbies up permanently for certain competitions, and that would mean a whole new system to score by. But you know what? The more racers we get, the bigger we get, the better we are. Let's just hope for it, And I'm sure Forza can get back to that too. I mean, Forza, we used to have to run three lobbies just because we had so many different level of drivers. But you couldn't fill up a lobby. But then again, lobbies weren't allowed to be as big back then. I think when we started Forza racing in the GLC, I think lobbies were only limited to 10 people at that time. And then, of course, we went to the 12 and then up to the 16 now that we are, So we do have 16 party lobbies, which is probably why Project Cars limited their multiplayer lobbies to 16, just to accommodate the parties. Who knows? We've got some actual really good racers, and between the add-on apps that you can run with spotters, and you could actually have the app telling you when you got guys next to you, where you are, how far, all this information. Honestly, I think we could actually run without anybody even being in a party. So I don't know. Maybe we'll try that sometime. Give it an experiment. That sounds like it could be fun. What would happen if nobody was in a party? If you actually had to race, like you really had to race, you in the car and your spotter and your crew chief. I'm really curious how that would work out. I think we might actually give that a try sometime. Well, no, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Um, but as far as the way things went on Saturday night on Project Cars, we had some good competition. And as usual, the guy coming out on top on the podium was Sidewinder, just like last week. Um, this man is fast. This man makes Junior look slow, and that's actually not hard to do. But wow, him, and they're both from LRT, and the other gentleman is Breeze. LRT Breeze, you put him out there on a hot lap, and geez, whoa, that is just unreal times this guy's putting in on hot laps. Really fast drivers. But coming in on the podium again, LRT Sidewinder sitting up there in the first spot. Second position on the podium was NWR Storm. And then rounding off the third position on the podium, that was LRT Breeze. Um, Other great showings coming in there. We ran multiple, like I said, two different lobbies. Mr. Coughlin came out on top in the second lobby, but because of the scoring system and the time it takes to race and the way everything works out, he didn't finish up at the top on the podium. He finished quite well for the night though, in a seventh place overall. Like I said, out of 19 drivers, and I tell you what, Mr. Coughlin is A lot of us probably remember him from Forza. Well, if you don't know Mr. Coughlin anymore, if you remember Mr. Coughlin from Forza, that ain't Mr. Coughlin on Project Cars. He's a beast. He's not one of those insanely fast guys, but you 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 can't you got to look out for him because if you give him any opportunity, he's gonna blow by you and he's gonna knock your doors off. I'm not making contact or anything. He's just gonna blow by you and see you later. And he's really become quite a stiff competition um, to a lot of us. Me, I gotta look out for him, man. He's a real stiff competitor when it comes to me now. It's like I'm fighting to either keep him off or catch up to him. But yeah, he's a completely different driver now for Project Cars, and especially his old new setup that he's running. So a great showing from him. A lot of other good showings. We had a couple of guys. It, it didn't go well for them early on. Um, I think one guy made it to the sixth lap, and the other one made it to the 10th lap. But they ended up wrecking out, and that was Dad's Taxi Service and a new member that just joined uh, the night before, and he showed up for the racing on Saturday, and that was NSR Mandry C. So Mandry didn't have that good of a showing on his first race. He still had fun, which is what is important. As long as you're having fun, that's what we want to hear. But he just had a little bit of bad luck, and he ended up wrecking out, I think, in the sixth lap. And Dad's Taxi Service ended up wrecking out in the 10th lap, which is a shame. He's a really good guy, good competitor. Really a joy to have around, and so happy he chose GLC to do his racing at. So all these new members we have on Project Cars, really great having you guys here. Really great finally seeing Project Cars exploding the way it is and showing off that it is a quality game, and that the few of us that broke off of Forza and started this, we weren't crazy. But anyway, so that's your racing for this week. Again, next week's video, what you'll see is I'll be starting off with Sunday's results. So we'll have Project Cars, Indy League, and the Minion Cup topping the news next week. Stay tuned for Wednesday, because guess what? The GLC podcast is back. That's right. Me and Ewok have brought it back. We're done with our Christmas vacation. We've come up with some stuff. This first one, I will warn you, it's quite long. It's over an hour and a half long. Some of it we ramble on. You'll notice more towards the end, but a lot of it we cover a lot of stuff. We talk about games that we're really into at the moment, games we're looking forward to, what have all the things that have happened with Project Cars that has happened recently, information about that. We talk about Forza, and we talk about other games with GLC. We don't know a lot about what goes on. I mean, there's not really with stuff. We really don't know how FIFA works, so we can't really talk about it. But what we're working on is we're working on getting people in on the podcast who actually play the games like FIFA and Rocket League and Call of Duty. We're going to bring guys in who do play these games. Hopefully that we can find somebody to agree to take part in it, because if you've listened to past podcasts when we had guests, we can get quite rough on them sometimes when it comes to the 10 questions. But it's all in fun. So I look forward to bringing you more of those. I hope you look forward to listening to them. Again, the podcast comes back this Wednesday. It's a long one, but they're back. The news reports are back. I'm back, baby. Here it is. So that's all the news for tonight. I hope everybody had a great week, had a good weekend of racing. We've got so much going on here at GLC when it comes to racing. We got the 3 events each night with Project Cars. We got Friday Project with Ewok. We've got the GT3 Saturday nights. We have the IndyCar on Sunday. Forza, you have the IndyCars running on Tuesday. You have the Tactical GTs on Saturday, and you have the MX5 League running on Sundays. And then, of course, we cannot forget on Wednesdays, we have F1. Now, granted, yes, the championship has already been decided, but it's still running because there's still races left to race. But racing, when you're talking about racing, you got to be at GLC. There's nowhere else you want to be right now. GLC is the place to race. So have fun, everybody. Enjoy your racing. Enjoy whatever game you're playing. I'll catch you later.